Hello, Spartan fans, and welcome into this latest edition of the Michigan State Spartans Insider Podcast. I'm your beat reporter for Michigan State Spartans on SI, Aidan Champion, and we're going to continue discussing position battles on Michigan State football's roster. Spring or fall camp right around the corner now, and we're going to be looking at these battles. Some of them aren't necessarily battles, and they're pretty much, while the coaching staff wouldn't say it, it's fair to assume that they're pretty set, but there's some spots up for grabs, some critical ones. We talked yesterday about the running back room, and today going to be looking at the offensive line, particularly at the tackle positions. You've got who I think will, more than likely be your starting left tackle and Connor Moore, the transfer from Montana State. He, was one of the best offensive linemen in the transfer portal, probably Michigan State's best transfer that it added this offseason. And that spot is probably his. I mean, they didn't bring him in um, to not play him or for him to not have a critical role. And I think he's going to be the best player on this offensive line. Left tackle, of course, of the two tackle positions, it's usually the better lineman. There's more pressure on the left tackle, more responsibility, even though they're essentially the the same, mechanics and whatnot between left and right tackle. You can usually play either or, so that's where it's you know when looking at both of them, it's pretty interchangeable. So guys who played left last year could play right, vice versa. But I think the left tackle spot is Connor Moore's last year. Left tackle, uh, most of the season, Stanton Ramil was starting left tackle, started 8 games at that spot. He has experience playing right. He made the switch to left for last season, so he's got that experience and very well can move over to the right side of the line. But then you've also got Ashton Lepo, who's got more experience than Ramil. Um, and, he was the starting right tackle last year. Um, and experience is key, of course. And Connor Moore has it, albeit with an FCS level program, but uh, nonetheless, lots of experience there. And also, comes from a program that made the FCS national title. So comes from a winning culture, and like I said, he was the best tackle or one of the best offensive linemen in the portal. And really, you as a fan, you have to like to see this, the competition, the depth. If there's a position group on the roster that you want to have depth, it's the offensive line, and especially with Michigan State, considering the injuries we saw up front last season, you always want to have options there. And, linemen, they're the most physical of anyone on the field, so they're getting banged up. Guys gotta sub in and out, get some rest, um, heal up because it's brutal, what their body takes throughout a whole game. So you gotta have guys who can come in and take their place for a series or a couple snaps or uh, whatever the case may be. But like I said, you've got options. But those are the three main tackles I'm looking at. And really, I think it'll come down to that right tackle position. between Lepo and Ramil. Both were starters last year, and so um, this isn't unfamiliar territory. They know what it takes, and they both work have been working hard this offseason to get better, especially considering offensive line was a major weakness for Michigan State last season. So this unit collectively has taken it upon themselves to be better as far as the guys returning, and then of course, I mean everyone's looking to get better. So the newcomers as well, you can expect that they've been hard at work this offseason. Everyone's going to bring it in fall camp. But I would say the right tackle spot is up for grabs. It's there for the taking, and you've got some great candidates to take the starting job. But I do think Connor Moore will be your left tackle, and I think that's almost a given. Coach McCulloch, he's always said that he doesn't like to name a five. Um, it's you're working up until game day for that starting job for snaps, and it's competition with him is key. It is for everyone, but Coach McCulloch really emphasizes it. He's going to put his best five out there, and it's who's ever earned it. Um, so you better bring it every week, week in, week out in practice if you want to get that starting job. And that's all you can ask for. If you're a fan, you as a fan, you want the best guys fielded out there. And especially with this offensive line, which, like I said, struggled last year. You want the best offensive line you can get. And good thing is, like I said, you've also got depth there. So you'll have whoever it is, whoever wins the right tackle job, um, whoever you field out there opening night, um, first offensive drive of the game, you'll have guys behind them who are very capable and can also get the job done if called upon, and if, God forbid, there's any injuries. Um, and injuries are a part of the game. It just happens, and we definitely saw that with Michigan State last season. And guys had to step up, so you're in good hands with anyone who will need to step in and fill a void on the offensive line. So let me know what you all think about the position battle at the tackle positions, particularly right tackle, and who you think will win that, who you think, um, if it were to be determined today, who you think should get it. I know, since spring camp, we don't really know everyone's progression, but we do know the experience that certain guys have. And so we'll ultimately see what comes from fall camp, which again is coming up. And Spartans are they're ready. They're ready to prove the doubters wrong. They're ready to make a bowl game and try to win the Big Ten, which is a reach. And they're gonna that's the goal for them, and as it should be. But as always, thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Really appreciate your engagement and for following along with us throughout this slow period of the off season. It is tough getting through this, but we're nearly there. I hope you're all having a great week. Hope you have a great Friday and a great weekend ahead. You can follow on with all of our content at Michigan State Spartans on SI. We're giving you tons of daily content every single day. So if you got no plans this weekend, want to study up on Michigan State, hoops, football, we've got you covered. So keep up with all of our daily coverage. Thank you again.